another video. Today's video is going to be all about dermaplaning. I'm pretty sure you guys have heard of it before, but in case you didn't, basically dermaplaning is just a skin treatment you do to basically shave off the hair on your face and also to do like a very intense exfoliation. So it basically scrapes off the dead skin and the excess hair on your face, and basically it just makes your skin look so much smoother. I personally love it. I've been doing it for years and I just feel like my makeup looks better and removes any texture that I have. I feel like it targets a little bit of my blackheads, and I don't know, I just feel like a human when I do this. I do want to say, as soon as you start doing it, it's going to be so addictive and you will not be able to stop. But just before we get into this video, I am not a professional. This is just my personal experience, and you guys had so many questions on it, which if you don't follow me on Instagram, please do. I will have a direct link down below. It's just Jessica_van Heerden. But basically in this video, I'm just going to share with you what it is, and basically I just told you what it is, how I do it, and then answer some questions you might have. So yeah, dermaplaning is basically just using these little brow or face razors, scraping it across the skin very gently and removing the excess hair and the excess like dead skin cells, and it just makes your skin so much smoother and softer and radiant looking, in my personal opinion. So basically these razors are from 𝘸𝘪𝘥. I will link a couple down below as well, but basically I just buy these from 𝘸𝘪𝘥. It's like 29 Rand for 3 blades, and I'll use one blade maybe 3 or 4 times and then I'll throw it away and just use a new one. It's really affordable. These ones are basically brow shaping razors, but you get smaller ones as well. But basically I just shave my entire face and absolutely love doing it. So basically how I do it is I start on clean, dry skin. Got a lot of questions on what I need to do in terms of prepping my skin and how I get started on it. I found that doing it on clean and dry skin with absolutely no product, if you wash your face, just allow your face to kind of cool down and dry down for a couple of minutes before you go in with this. The reason why you actually don't want to wet your face before you do this is it'll really allow you to get rid of all of those dead skin cells. When your skin is wet, you're not going to get the same results. So that's just my personal opinion and my findings on when I did dermaplaning. And so basically I do my entire face. I will just gently hold my face and then kind of scrape in the opposite direction. I haven't found that doing it in a certain direction works better than another direction. I just find that either doing it horizontally or just working your way down just works slightly better than going against the hair growth. So just try and go with the hair growth. That will kind of like decrease your chances of getting ingrown hairs and just little bumps on the face as well. And then I love taking this little brow razor and actually use it for my brows as well. So I personally don't do a lot to my brows. I don't wax or tweeze or anything like that. I basically just use the little razor to shave in between my brows, and then I'll kind of clean up maybe 1 or 2 hairs around the tail. It's basically for your brows, but I love using it for the rest of the face. It's just so convenient. It's really affordable and it's quite easy to use. I personally have never cut myself with these razors, but they can be sharp if you apply too much pressure on it. So the key is to be gentle and just to have patience and kind of enjoy it. I take this as a little pamper treat and I just really enjoy doing my entire face. But the main thing that I love is for around my nose and kind of like my chin and moustache area. I don't have dark hair, but I have little peach fuzz, and I think all of us do. But basically around my nose and my chin area is where I have a little bit of congestion or blackheads and just general roughness on that area of the face. So dermaplaning just takes amazing care of that. And then obviously the peach fuzz just makes I don't know, I just love dermaplaning. It just makes your makeup look so much more smooth and flawless. It's almost like treating it as a canvas. If you apply makeup to a smooth canvas, your makeup is going to look smooth. But if you apply it to a textured canvas, it's not going to look smooth. So that's just basically how I treat makeup application. Just make sure that my skin is nice and smooth underneath, and then your makeup will look better. And then in terms of aftercare, I think it's really important that you do not skip this step. In the beginning, I would get the occasional rash from applying a bit more pressure to certain areas, or an occasional pimple or little bump, and it was just always such a risky treatment because I had to time it perfectly, because it just wouldn't happen all the time. And I think it's because my skin was adhering to either bacteria or, as I said, just applying a bit too much pressure. You have to be gentle. It's very important that you are gentle. But as soon as I incorporated 90% rubbing alcohol into my aftercare process, I basically said goodbye to all of those things. So basically, I just put 90% alcohol into a little spray bottle, spray it all over my face. I do not rub it with any cotton pad or anything like that. I just mist it lightly over the skin. It is gonna sting a little bit, and it does sound scary, but I promise you, it just helps with, taking care of bacteria that might be stuck onto the skin. Also, make sure you are using a clean blade and sanitize it before and after use. Also, what I found that, in terms of doing this, your skin will feel a little bit red and inflamed and a little bit hot and sensitive, especially after applying the alcohol spray to your face. But what I found helps is just doing a nice nourishing skincare. So you can do a nice thick moisturizer, or you can do a face mask, or make your own mask at home. Just make sure to sanitize your hands before you apply to the skin. And I think this is a perfect opportunity for me to mention today's video sponsor, which is Skillshare. If you guys have never heard of Skillshare before, it is basically an online platform where you can do a lot of online courses on so many different topics. I personally really loved the DIY skincare in making a beautifying beauty mask by Elizabeth Heck. And also, for example, if you are unsure how to shape your brows, they have a course on the Skillshare website on how to best shape your brows by 𝘱𝘪𝘥𝘰, I believe. I'm not sure if I'm mispronouncing it, but basically on the Skillshare website, they have so many informative classes on beauty, skincare, and a whole bunch of other topics like animation, creative writing, film and video, fine art, graphic design, illustration, music and photography, web design, marketing, lifestyle, and productivity. I, for one, can be a whole lot more productive than I already am. So I'm really excited to dabble into some productivity courses over the next few weeks. I will definitely keep you updated. But basically, my favorite thing about the Skillshare platform is just the fact that I personally have so many different interests, and the fact that they cover so many different courses on different topics, all conveniently on one platform, is just so amazing and just gets me so excited. I'm such an eager person to learn, and I really hope that you are too, because Skillshare kindly provided me with a special link where if you click this link, you will get 2 months free subscription on the Skillshare platform. But in terms of subscription costs, it's so affordable, you guys. A yearly subscription is just under $10 a month, and that's around 160-ish rand. So I will link that down below, and remember, the first 1,000 people that click it will receive 2 months free learning, and I'm really excited to be sharing this with you guys. But basically, the next section of this video is just going to be answering some questions that you might have. I got so many of the same questions, and I decided just to pick a couple and answer some questions that I didn't even think of. So thank you for being part of this video, and I'm just going to share a couple of questions around dermaplaning as a whole. So I think the main question would probably be, why you are doing it, what is the benefit. And I personally, and again, I am not a professional, this is just my personal experience on dermaplaning. It can be different for you, so definitely try it out and just kind of make your own judgment along the way. But for my benefits personally, I just find that my makeup looks so much better. My skin is smoother, smoother, I don't have little rough patches, and I just feel better being hairless. It's almost like having hairy legs and, you know, shaving them and just the feeling afterwards. It's just such an amazing feeling to have, and I must say that as soon as you start, it's really difficult to stop, because as soon as your hair grows back, you feel like a hairy monster. And then a lot of you wanted to know how often I do it. I think this is completely dependent on your own hair growth. I personally do it maybe every week or week and a half, but just evaluate your skin. If you feel like you need to do it, sometimes I don't even let my hair grow back completely. I kind of just do it every time I see a little bit of peach fuzz or a little bit of texture. So definitely just evaluate your skin, but there's no rule about it. Obviously, just don't do it every single day, but I would recommend maybe 2 or 3 times a month. And then the most asked question, I probably should have touched on this first, was the regrowth of the hair. You wanted to know if your hair grows back any darker, thicker, or prickly, and the answer is no. I have not experienced any change in hair growth in the past few years or since I started dermaplaning, nor have the people that I recommended it to. And I just feel that the anatomy of the hair on our face as women is completely different to the hair than a man's face, or the hair on our legs or under our arms, for example. So definitely don't be scared. I have not seen any change in hair growth or the fact that it grows back any differently, so please don't be scared. And then so many of you wanted to know in terms of uneven skin, if you have acne or pimples or whiteheads, what do? Do you just avoid them? And I've spoken to a couple of people that experience acne, and I just get the occasional pimple, and I have some blackheads and a little bit of roughness around my chin or so, or my nose, and I haven't found any issues if I just go over it very gently. But I feel that based on my conversations with people that experience acne and very, cystic acne, it's rather best to just avoid that area and just kind of go around it. So definitely as well, just make your own judgment. If it's obviously open skin, then do not go over it with a blade, just kind of work around it. But if the pimple is kind of healing and it's just a little bit of a spot or a bump, just be gentle around that area. One of you asked if it would help with scarring, and I found that this question was quite interesting because I think it might, I think it could, I don't know, I don't think it's as effective as derma needling, but I think because you are deeply exfoliating the skin constantly, it kind of pushes new skin forward, and I think you will eventually reach that point, but it's obviously not as effective as derma needling would be, for example. And then will I get any ingrown hair? As I said, it's very normal to get ingrown hair, but to kind of avoid that is just be very gentle and just go with the hair growth. So the hair on the moustache, excuse me, the hair on the moustache kind of grows down and the hair on the face kind of grows this way. So just evaluate your hair growth direction and kind of just go with it instead of shaving up like you would with your legs. I find that with my legs, if I shave my legs and I go in the opposite direction of the hair growth, the chances of my ingrown hairs are a lot more than when I just kind of go with the direction, because basically an ingrown hair is pushing the hair back into the pore and just creating inflammation. I don't know if that's the complete scientific explanation, but that's how I imagine it. And if you just go with it, it's almost just like scraping off the hair. I hope that makes sense. Does it hurt? No, absolutely not. And how to prep the skin? As I said, I prefer doing it on completely dry, non-touched skin. The drier your skin actually, the better, because it will really allow you to get rid of those dead skin cells. One of the benefits that I mentioned is actually having less blackheads and less roughness on my skin, especially around my nose and kind of like my chin area or around my mouth, and that's where we are most prone to blackheads. So yes, I definitely think it helps with blackheads. It kind of, scrapes off any oil around the nose, which basically blackheads is just a clogged pore and excess oil that kind of sits in the pore. So I think it definitely helps with that. And then one of you said that you've tried tried it a couple of times and you don't really see, you know, the benefits, or you don't really see a difference, and if doing it consistently will help you see the benefits over time. Absolutely. I did it a few times in the beginning as well and just kind of forgotten about it, and then I did it again. And definitely if you just make it part of your routine, I promise you will see an overall improvement on your skin. I, for one, I cannot stop doing it. I just find that my makeup just doesn't look as good. So yes, I definitely feel that doing it consistently definitely helps with the overall experience of dermaplaning. Can I do it if I'm pregnant? I can't think of reasons why not. I think the only thing that I might be a little bit unsure of is the alcohol, so definitely just try and do some research, but I couldn't think of a reason why it wouldn't be safe for a pregnant woman. I mean, it's just like shaving. If you are allowed to shave your legs and your armpits, I'm sure it's safe to shave your face as well. And then I got a couple of questions on this one, and if a normal battery operated face shaver does the same job, and absolutely not. It is not the same thing. The battery operated facial shaver thing, or like facial hair trimmer, is basically just used to kind of trim the hair off, but dermaplaning deeply exfoliates the skin along with the hair removal. So it's not the same thing. It's completely different. I probably touched on this topic already, but a lot of you wanted to know if sensitivity or getting a pimple or a rash or some sensitivity is normal, and I think it completely is normal, especially doing it for the first couple of times, because it's a completely new treatment to your skin and your skin is not used to it. So definitely don't get discouraged and just kind of take my recommendations and make it your own. You kind of learn as you go and you make your own adjustments that fit your lifestyle, your skin type and your concerns. But I really hope that you enjoyed this video. I want to know in the comments if you have tried dermaplaning, if you are doing it, how long you've been doing it, what are your favorite benefits from it, and if you've heard about it and never tried it because you were too scared, but after watching this video you are definitely going to try it. Let me know in the comments down below. I would love to hear from you. And then a big final thanks for Skillshare for working with me. Definitely check out that link I shared with you guys and get your 2-month free subscription for the first 1,000 people that click it. And yeah, I hope you have a beautiful day and I will see you next time. Bye, leafies.